You just need one person, one idea, and a laptop. We have a fantastic guest today. Her name is Dionne Phillips, who pioneered customized eyelash extensions.
So 2 people turned into 4 people, turned into 6 people, turned into a 6-month waiting list. This is that point. I was the only one in the world doing individual eyelash extensions. At that time, I lost everything. So I lost my 8-month waiting list. I would say marketing now, go outside because we're inside. Meet 5 people before 5 o'clock.
You are listening to Entrepreneuring, and I am your host, Raquel Graham. We have a fantastic guest today. Her name is Dionne Phillips, and she is the founder and owner of D-Lashes. This resume is incredible. She is a former model who pioneered customized eyelash extensions, cutting strip lashes to suit her own features before the practice became industry standard. Just a list of a few people that she's worked with: Viola Davis, Naomi Campbell, Serena Williams, Victoria Beckham. She opened D-Lashes Lash and Wellness Spa in Beverly Hills as the first Black-owned lash and wellness spa in Beverly Hills.
Woo-hoo.
Welcome, Dionne. Thank you for joining. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
What a resume.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Hearing it now is like...
Let's dive in. So let's just start with where you're from, and let's leap into how does one get into lashes?
Who knew?
Who knew?
Who knew, right? This Black girl came from Toledo, Ohio, back in 1968.
Wow, okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Started just trying to be cute, which is how it started. From Toledo, I got a big modeling contract and moved to New York, inside New York City. And that led me to going to castings and auditions after jobs. And then back in the 90s, there were Polaroids before Instagram, before, the digital world. And those Polaroids, my eyes look very dark and not very open. So at that time, I'm like, I got to figure something out so I can book this job because I had to pay my rent. You know?
Yeah, sure, of course. And you're in New York City.
Exactly, in Midtown Manhattan.
Right.
So I started cutting up lashes and then individuals and placed them on myself so my Polaroids would look better. And sometimes it worked because I booked jobs that way. And then I'm like, you know what? I think I have something here.
So what were people using? Just the strip lashes? Just regular?
They weren't really using anything. I mean, strip lashes, of course, have been here for decades.
Right, yeah.
But they weren't really doing anything. And I wanted a fresher, brighter, better look in my Polaroids.
So explain what you did. So did you use the strip lashes and then cut those up?
Yes, I would cut.
So is it almost like clusters today?
Almost like clusters today.
Okay.
But I would make individuals. I would make little strands from the strip lashes.
Oh.
So I would cut up the strip lashes in little strands. They were already on a band already.
So almost like single
lashes.
Oh my goodness.
So they weren't clusters. They were single lashes. And then I would go to beauty supply stores where I did makeup then as well, and get like the, special effects makeup glue at the time, and then place them on myself, and they would stay on for a week at a time. And then when I go to auditions, I would ask girls like, hey, you should, try these lashes. Or they would ask me, what mascara are you wearing? And I would tell them like, no, come to my kitchen and I'll put these lashes on and they'll stay on for several weeks. So that's what I did. And then
how did this grow from your kitchen?
Wow. Yeah.
From your kitchen table,
from my kitchen
literally.
Table. Well, it became...
And give me the year-ish.
The year-ish was like 92, 93.
Okay, so in the 90s.
Yeah, 90s. Okay. And from those
So you have people coming to your house?
Yes, have people come to my kitchen for my auditions.
Right.
And I would cut up the lashes, put them on, and then they would get addictive. So they would come back in a couple of weeks when they come off.
Right.
So I'll have them again, and they would tell their friends. So 2 people turned into 4 people, turned into 6 people, turned into a 6-month waiting list from my kitchen. Yes. And so I knew I had something then.
Right.
When I couldn't handle the clients.
So now, at this point, are we making more money doing lashes than we are auditioning?
Yes, modeling? Way more.
Okay.
I got tired of chasing audition. I just got tired of it, and I had more of a passion for servicing people. So that actually just taught me how to have passion for being there, being the ultimate glam squad for each individual.
So at what point does this pivot happen, or when you realize that this is what you like to do more? Now, what is the next step?
The next step was just girls come into my kitchen, like I said, and then I had a clientele list of trying to book people in. They calling me, asking me, can I fit them in? And I had to figure out a scheduler or something. So I started Googling, how to, get a software to keep people on time.
Okay, so now
so
this
time
is about,
management was key.
Okay, so this is scheduling.
Yeah, scheduling, time management. I was still going to audition, so I couldn't have an audition and have a client at the same time. So I had to figure out how my time management was going to be, and then how long it's going to take me to put these lashes on. So there was lots of processes in place I had to figure out. So
we're still, when do we move from the apartment?
So it was a lot of things happening in between. My boyfriend at the time had moved to San Diego. I was back and forth to New York and LA. I was auditioning. I was booking jobs. Clients were flying me around to do their lashes. When I moved to LA, I had a job here, and I'm like, you know what? I was just kind of joking at first. I was like, I'm gonna have a little black box, a little case. I'm gonna, have my credit card machine. I'm gonna go to people's houses and do their lashes. And literally it happened.
And so this is when you came to LA?
Yes, in LA. This is in Hollywood.
And how much later is this?
This is like later, maybe 2005-ish.
Okay.
It was back
so
and forth
you decide to make house calls.
House calls, and it's a business.
So is that the first step in growth?
Not really, no. It was still from my kitchen. I still had Brandy and Serena Williams coming to my kitchen, and then
okay, let's not skip over that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how do we get Serena Williams? How do we get Brandy? How does that happen?
Word of mouth.
Okay.
It was word of mouth. I was trusted. You know what I mean? I kept their privacy.
Who was your first celebrity client?
Brandy. Yes.
Okay.
Brandy and Serena.
Oh.
They trusted me. So Brandy told Serena, they used to come, we laugh and talk inside my kitchen and put their lashes on, and then Serena would ask me to do her sisters at the time, and then they would go on red carpets talking about these lashes that stay on for several weeks, and it became this big Hollywood thing. And then from there, I met a woman who invited me to come to her spa at Kate Somerville Spa in West Hollywood.
To work?
And to do my lashes there, because she had the lashes. She was my client. And she said, why don't you do there? I'm like, I'm not sure, because I'm in New York, back and forth, and I wasn't sure if I was going to be in LA or not. So I started from my kitchen to at a med spa, bringing my celebrity clients along with her clients. And then Paris Hilton was there. She mentioned me in People magazine, and it went further to like an 8-month waiting list.
So Paris was a client of Kate Somerville.
Kate Somerville, yes.
And then so you started, so both of you were able to leverage each other's clients and do crossover services.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so amazing. Paris loves the lashes.
She loves the lashes.
And she mentions it in People.
She did a Polaroid. I still have that Polaroid today, and mentions it in People magazine, and magazine just took it. I mean, it had everyone from Steven Spielberg's wife to to Sharon Stone to Renee Zellweger to Kings and Queens. You name it was coming.
Right.
It was flying, like I said, flying to places. And
so this is all now happening at Kate Somerville's.
Yes, Kate Somerville, and still from my kitchen.
And still from your kitchen.
And still from my kitchen.
Okay.
Still.
And house calls. Because you're driving with your black case to everyone.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
from that point, when I wore my welcome out, I felt like I just outgrown that space at Kate Somerville. I went on my own to do.
And where is that place, by the way?
Is
it in Beverly Hills as well?
She's in West Hollywood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
She's in West Hollywood, on Melrose Place. And I just outgrown that space and went on and got a studio space. Now it was called Chess and Berman then. Now it's called Salon Republics. People may remember those by Salon Republics. I was the first black person to be in Salon Republics. And that was from a friend, Karen Scott, who did brows. She was my friend I met at Kate Somerville. And she told me, she said, come with me. We can have our own separate businesses in this building to have all the different beauty businesses. And I did that and was scared. Of course. I was scared. I thought I was going to lose everyone.
Right.
So actually more people came.
So this is a very interesting journey, because you took off right away.
Right away.
And that is a very unusual route.
Yes, I call it God.
Yeah. And timing.
Yeah, and timing.
Right?
And timing.
And
it was definitely the tipping point.
And leveraging relationships.
Yes.
Because I'm listening to Kate Somerville invited
Yes.
you, and then the other woman who invited you
Yes.
into that, right?
Yes, and she was just another business owner next door to me. She just gave me that information.
Okay.
That resource, basically.
So now you're doing incredibly well there,
And I'm out on my own
right
now. And
that does incredibly well
that
too.
is a point where I start scaling my business.
So where does this all fall in line with where lashes just takes off?
This is that point. I was the only one in the world doing individual eyelash extensions.
At that time.
The
The only one in the world.
No one has never heard of it. Only one.
This is what I'm trying to wrap my head around.
I tried to patent it at that time. I found out through my patent attorney I couldn't patent a service.
Okay.
So I protected D-lashes then with my trademark. So those are tools and resources that you have to know about the tipping point of a business, since no one ever heard about it.
Right. So I'm going to assume that, are people trying to knock this off?
Yes.
Are people trying to... So there's that. How do you prevent other people from, if you can't patent it, you know, is there a way to... Tell me about the copycat process. Tell me about how you have to have people working for you, and then there are confidentiality issues or people trying to steal your client. How does that all play out?
I didn't think about it at that time about copycats. I thought I'd stay focused on what I needed to do for my own business. Yes, I had protections with attorneys and employees. At the time, I was trying to teach my certain technique of the eyelash extensions to employees and other lash artists. So I did have them sign confidentiality and NDAs during that time. It was hard to hold up in Los Angeles, you know, those things, but sometimes they don't really know it. And just trying to be just a great leader during that time. So I didn't think about copycats. I knew it was going to be on every corner, every person calling themselves a lash expert or the pioneer or whatever it was. But I just made sure that I did it in press. I had a lot of press at that time.
Right.
And that I was documenting.
So you were definitely, so you could leverage being a first mover.
Oh yes.
Right?
I can leverage it from, you can research that on Google.
Right.
You know, my press goes back to the early 90s.
Right. That is incredible.
Yes. Yeah.
So how long do you have this monopoly? Meaning that since you're the first mover, right? And then as people are finding out about it, and then they have to hone their skills to figure out how to do it, how long do you have this monopoly where it's just you?
You know what? I just stayed in my lane, and I wanted to make a better, those other brands actually made me a better artist, say it that way. I stayed in my lane and made it luxury. I stayed in my lane and had clients trust me.
Right.
I stayed in my lane by having the privacy and treasuring. At that time, you know, celebrities didn't want to be known to have eyelashes.
Right.
You know, so it was different than a hairstylist. So I just made sure that, you know, I was sought out after. I didn't have to call anybody.
Right.
I didn't know how to market because people came to me.
Right. You didn't even have to hone that skill.
I didn't have
because
to hone
you
that
were in
skill,
demand.
but I learned how to do it at that time. I learned it in different ways. So that was my thing, is I just stayed focused on my craft, stayed focused on my time management and my business, and then other vision throughout that time started, you know, developing and evolving from all of that.
Does this eventually lead to a product line?
Oh yes. I mean, I knew people couldn't get to me because of the 8-month waiting list.
Right.
So I created DIY lash kits for people to get to me in Ohio or Minnesota or wherever it was. And I would create basically myself in a little cute cosmetic bag.
An 8-month waiting list.
Yes.
I'm dying to hear the what that looks like, the operations of that. Like, what does that even look like in terms of how you create that? Are people just calling? I mean, it's just
exhausting. It's exhausting. Let me tell you. No, at that time, actually, the daily candy was then. And
I remember that.
Candy?
Oh my goodness.
So, and the article was "Fake It Till You Make It." That was my article.
Oh, okay.
And I still have clients still trying to get in from that time because they couldn't get in.
Well, you hold that story.
Yes.
When we come forward, more with Dionne Phillips from D Lashes. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
Thank you.
Welcome back, and I am your host, Raquel Graham, and my guest here is Dionne Phillips of D Lashes. So we were just discussing, I want to understand what this 8-month wait list looks like back then in terms of managing. I can't imagine, without certain technology. Now I would never ask that question, but back then, what that means, which means you have to scale.
Yeah.
Or you don't have to.
No.
Right? Because sometimes that demand is what, creates the tension.
Yes.
So what's the next step?
At that time, trying to scale, and it was challenging, let me tell you. I couldn't do it alone. So I had to figure out an assistant, I had to figure out other, players in my team to help me execute on the demand of my lashes. So, sometimes as Black women, we want to take care of everything. I couldn't do everything by myself.
Right.
So I had to literally interview, audition, do all the things.
Right. Just to
handle my business.
Which is entrepreneuring.
Yes,
right?
Entrepreneuring.
Yeah.
Big time. And I found systems that work for me. I'm a little OCD
And not
now.
only that, let me just say, it's not just about finding the person to do the job. This is about finding the person. You have to trust people.
Yes.
Because you're dealing with IP, you're dealing with a technique, you're dealing with celebrities.
Yes.
So that's
all
the things that, so it's a little bit deeper than just,
And that's why the NDAs come in place. You know what I mean? Interviewing and auditioning and finding out, if they have read about all the celebrities that come in. Because I had a lot of clients or a lot of lash artists who wanted to be employees but only wanted to come in and get a job for the celebrity.
Exactly.
And I couldn't do that. So I had to hire a certain architect personality.
That's right.
To help me run my business.
Because sometimes it is important to hire people who are okay with being number two.
Yes.
Right?
And then sometimes even like creatives, I thought, I hired my girlfriend, she's an actress. No, because she has auditioned.
Exactly.
She ain't thinking about me.
Exactly.
So I couldn't do that. I didn't hire family members.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. So I had to hire the A personality who wanted to be behind the scenes.
Right.
Who wanted to be of service.
Right.
Again, a certain architect personality who can help me scale this business and be number two. That was very important for me to run my business and scale it. And then going on into the second chapter of my business, it was just setting up systems that worked for me and being sufficient so the client can come and have a smooth, seamless experience.
So let's talk about the scale, because we're talking about the first Black-owned lash spa in Beverly Hills.
In Beverly Hills, where they wouldn't allow us to even rent.
So let's get into it. So how does that happen?
One day, just driving home down Wilshire, trying to figure it out. Like, I was outgrown the studio suite, and I was just tired of other people in the studio suite and embarrassing me with their antics, and me bringing high level people to my space. I needed something on my own. So I looked for a space. I negotiated the space, and right at that time when I negotiated and found the space, found the contractor, had to deal with, construction and delays and building out from an empty space. That was a challenge in Los Angeles.
So let's talk about, I always say this with entrepreneurship, that any job that you've ever had in your entire life, you will use it to build your company, right? So I'm listening to you building now, right? Had you ever built?
I had built a blow dry bar prior to this, but also built my salon suite. Okay. That was the beginning of it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I had those same resources from my other business that I had built into this one. I didn't think I wanted to go out on my own and have to dealing with construction and all the things and trying to find the money and the funding. Didn't know how I was going to do that. I just wanted to find a space.
Okay. So, let's talk about how do we fund a spa in Beverly Hills,
right?
Please.
Yes, from the kitchen with $65. How I started to buy my supplies,
right?
And I had to save, a half of each appointment I saved my money at that time.
Can you tell me just really quickly?
Yes.
Give me the span of time from the kitchen to building the
lash spa?
Yes.
It's about 20 years.
Okay.
You know, about 20, 25 years. It does take time, and consistency is the key. You know?
So you're able to use your resources.
My resources for building it. I called my salon builders. And then I had to research through YouTube, creative funding on my own, because I didn't want to get a loan. I didn't want to, there's a lot of, phone calls we get of asking us, you need capital for your business.
Right.
And those are usually loan sharks. So
right.
I didn't want to deal with that.
Right.
And so I wanted to self-fund it. But at that time when I found my space, I was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Okay.
Which is unfortunate. And from having my business.
So this is just a regular routine
of...
that you find out that you...
yes, regular routine. I actually felt it myself, and I'm like, let me go get a 3D scan because I want the newest, hottest thing that's there. I was tired of getting the panini press, which I was getting. The panini press, I call it the panini press.
Right.
It didn't detect my breast cancer. The 3D mammogram did. And I did. I knew something was off, so I went and did that. And right when I was diagnosed, that's when the real work kicked in.
So you're mid-building.
I'm mid-building.
You find out you have breast cancer. Mm-hmm. And what do we do from there?
We keep going.
Okay.
Because that
is what we do.
Is what we do. We keep going.
So you go through treatment, meanwhile you're building.
Yes, I'm in treatment. I'm going through chemo. I'm designing cabinets and designing how to make my tray to go underneath the cabinet when I'm not working.
Right.
And I'm dealing with construction delays in LA, sending out letters and talking to the Department of Contractors to get my architect to make it was so much all the things you have to do. However, it kept me alive. Unfortunately, I had to use my breast cancer as to get my inspections advanced.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was real. I wasn't lying. So but it came out exactly what it should have came out with,
and so you open.
I open
and
have a grand opening, and I actually at that time I lost everything. So I lost my 8-month waiting list. So now I have to go into the wheelhouse of learning how to market.
Okay, so now
in the new era.
Okay, so this is a full restart.
There's a whole restart, rebuild, and restore.
And this is because of the illness?
Of my breast cancer, yes. Yes.
And because you were away?
I was away partly, but some of my celebrity clients kept me busy. I was still doing house calls on my chemo days.
But by then, by then, lashes are more popular.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so...
That's now.
And there's some more DIY
There's
going
more
on.
DIY.
More people
so my
are
products,
doing it. Yeah.
Yes, my products are selling. People are still going to other people, but they're also coming to me.
Right.
Knowing my story.
Right.
And my passion.
Okay, so we have a minute left, and I want to know what would give me some advice for a new
business owner?
Yes.
I would say marketing now, go outside because we're inside. Meet 5 people before 5 o'clock. I talk to 5 people at the gas station, grocery store, and just start. Just start. Make the phone call, make your list, execute on whatever you need to do and what's in your heart. And get it done now. We're in an era right now. Everybody has a business, and you can have one too.
Well, is there anything you would do differently?
Nothing. Everything is exactly where it should be, and I had to learn all the lessons throughout the challenging journey that I had to go through. And I just want everyone to come and be lashed out at D Lashes Lash and Wellness Spa in Beverly Hills. Thank you very much. And I'm just proud of what I've done. That's it.
You should be proud.
Thank you.
Self-funded.
Yes.
Using your creativity and your skill to make a business and leveraging relationships and
focusing.
And focusing and scaling and figuring out funding and construction. It's everything to be proud of.
Consistency is key.
I am so happy.
Thank you.
That you joined us today.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, of course, of course.
Yes.
And so let us know how to reach you.
You can reach me on all social platforms at D Lashes. That's DLASHES. And come find me and come lash out and experience the beautiful wellness spa at D Lashes Lash and Wellness Spa in Beverly Hills on Wilshire Boulevard.
Thank you, Dionne, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I have enjoyed this so much. I hope you have too. Keep going, keep growing. And next up, we have Cafe Mocha.